Well, good morning, neighbors. Glad you decided to drop by and visit. Put my hat on here today. Boy, it's another beautiful day. The man upstairs knew what he was doing today. He created one beautiful day for us, didn't he? Today, I'm carrying my little charade here. Told y'all that I had a favorite style of knife. This is it right here. It's little lock blades like this. Or they don't have to be lock blades, but it's about the size of knife I like. As far as when I'm out looking for knives to collect and to use, this right here is my number one sought after knife. Just like to say, it could be a 2-blade, even 3-blade, yes. But it could be Schrade, Case, Uncle Henry, Old Timer, Camellias. It doesn't matter. This is my favorite as far as looks and feels in my hand knife. So today that's what we're going to use to cook up our breakfast. Today we're going to be using not only the skillet and the little stove, we're going to be using the oven. And I'm going to try to do this. This is quite a bit going on at one time, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to try to make a burrito pie type thing in the oven. Never made this in my little Coleman oven before, so I thought, you know what, that'd be a good thing for me to test out. So we're going to give that a shot. So we're going to start cooking our sausage. And what I'm going to have is I'm going to have cheese, sausage, and onions and bell peppers in it. That's what I'm going to have. So we're going to get started here. Somebody, one of my subscribers, asked me about my cast iron. What I'm actually using here is a little 3-notch, number 7 cast iron. I collect cast iron a little bit, not like a lot of people. But what I use, and I've got Wagner and everything else, a Lodge, but what I actually use is the lightest cast iron I can find. And a lot of times that cast iron is Taiwan, unmarked or whatever. And I want a smooth bottom, as smooth as I can get. A lot of that cast iron stuff you see has got a rough texture in it. It doesn't really hurt the cooking or anything, but I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. I just don't like messing with it, And I really want to, even if I find it, I don't even really keep it. I don't even collect it. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be smooth. I want it as smooth as it can be, and I want it light. Okay. So it's a lot easier to handle and everything else. So that's exactly what I'm using here. Is a little light 3-notch. So hope that answered your question. And this particular skillet here, I was helping a lady one day on a swimming pool. I used to repair pools and install swimming pools. And I noticed this was laying against a building out there, rusty. I told her, I said, I collect cast iron. I said, would you be interested in selling that piece of cast iron? She said, sell it. She said, you can have it. I said, Lord, it's been laying out here for years. So I don't have any use for it. So I took that home. I put that in my electrolysis and got all the rust and everything, cleaned it up, and I started seasoning it. And I thought, that's a perfect size. Whenever I set up my skoolie here, that's a perfect size to use on my little stove and stuff. So that's how that became part of my camping deal. But anyway, let's see if this thing's going to start this morning. I want you to look at there. The very first click. Last couple times I tried that, I couldn't get that to ignite, and it's windy today. So as you can see, I've got my windbreaks up. I've got my oil shield there up, the subscriber said. And since we're going to be dealing with pork, I've even got my wipes out here so my sis don't get on to me about not wiping my hands after I use pork. Okay, so we're going to do that. So let's get our sausage out here. I'm going to spray that down. Sausage and hamburger meat stuff anymore don't have a lot of grease to it. If y'all notice that, So I'm going to grease that up a little bit. Used to, you cook up a thing of sausage and man, you'd have grease everywhere. But not anymore. Alrighty. And again, I'm going to change the angle here. I put my bag inside the door here because the wind this morning just kept trying to blow it away on me. Wipe my hands off here a little bit so I don't get nothing on my camera and stuff. We're going to try this out. Hold on just a second. Okay. I'm going to try to keep an eye on that green light on that mic today too. Ah! Alrighty. Let's get this on. I'm going to turn that down because y'all notice I do a lot of up and down on these things. I'm scared to death I'm going to burn something up. As expensive as food and stuff is nowadays, you don't want to burn something up and waste it. Alright. The guys, I want to thank you guys that's doing the comments and giving me ideas and things when it comes to my channel here. Things that will help us. I appreciate that. And I want you to continue to do it. Because, man, I like to learn stuff. And I'm one of those guys. I'm going to do everything I can to figure something out. I'm not a quitter. Something ain't working, I'm going to back up, rethink her, and head right back into it. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate all my new subscribers. Our channel's beginning to gain a little momentum. Hopefully in a little while we'll have a pretty good channel going on. I want you to look at that. There's no grease or anything coming out of that meat. So you've almost got to grease your skillet. Alright, man. The one thing about it, sausage sure smells good when it's cooking, don't it? Man. Well, especially inside. If you're cooking inside, you cook bacon or sausage, man, it just smells up that place. Smells good, but I'm not one of those who really likes cooking inside my rig. Boy, I tell you, I'm scared to death of a fire inside my rig. And there's days that you're going to have to do it. I mean, bad weather. I mean, if you're going to eat and all you got something to cook, you got to cook in there. But man, I've got 2 fire extinguishers. I've got fire blankets. I try everything in the world to be safe. I think that sausage is just about ready to come out of there. And then we're going to cut up our onions, bell peppers, and I'm going to saute them a little bit. I'm going to turn that way down here. In fact, I'm going to get that bowl and put that sausage in it. Get this bowl here. One thing I learned, no matter how big a table you got, it ain't big enough. Well, round that a little bit more. Hope I didn't turn it down too much. I did. I only turned it down too much. I turned it off, didn't I? Kind of like this little old stove, but boy, I tell you, I'm having a lot of trouble regulating that thing and making sure that I don't burn anything up, get it too hot, or whatever. My Coleman stove, I don't normally have that much trouble with it. But this little thing here, gas 1, and a lot of this is going to be me. It's not going to be the product. Now this is going to be me. Yeah. One thing about pork, man, I want that pork done. Ah, man, I want that pork done. It's kind of like chicken. There's two things that I don't normally uh, eat out that often. That's chicken and pork products. The only pork products I really like is sausage and bacon. I'm not pork steak. That's just, my wife loves those pork steak stuff. But pork is like turkey and chicken. It's just too dry of a meat for me. I know a lot of people love it, but man, that's a dry meat for me. A buddy of mine used to do a kind of a salad out of that leftover turkey. Put a lot of mayonnaise, stuff like that in there, and I could halfway eat it that way and not complain. But as far as just eating turkey, cats, that ain't for me. Not at all. I'm going to turn that off because I'm going to cut up my bell peppers and stuff, and so there's really no reason. Actually, I'm going to put that lid while I'm doing that. I'm going to put that lid on that and just let it stay warm. Okay. All right, now I'm going to switch over here so you can see me and we'll cut up our stuff here. All right. Let's get our stuff here cut up. That's going to go in this. Hands all cleaned up here after messing with that pork. Yeah, I'm learning little by little. I'm learning. I'm just going to set that right there. All right, here. Get our knife here. Like I said, we're going to have a little fresh bell pepper out of the garden. And see how that goes for us this morning. Take all this out of here. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if y'all like breakfast burritos, stuff like that. Man, that's something that I like. I like good breakfast burritos and things. But I like this breakfast burrito pie too. But like I said, this is going to be my first go around trying to do it on a Coleman oven, camping out like this. So it's going to be a new experience for us. But we're gonna try to see how it's turned out. And it might be something that we'll do over again, you know, later on down the road. You like bell pepper in your stuff? Now, some people don't like bell peppers. Man, I tell you what, bell pepper, I love. If I cook a lot, I want bell pepper. I don't know. I could eat bell pepper and everything, I believe. And onions, I don't care how you fix it, other than what they call that blooming onion that they put in the oven at these restaurant stuff. Man, those are too greasy. Golly, I can't handle it. I don't know what it is about that. They're just way too greasy. But if you want to fry them, saute them, eat them raw, whatever, I'm your man right there. I like a Miracle Whip and onion sandwich. Cut my onions real thin. You know, it might sound rough to some of you guys, but you know, if I don't have anything else to put on a sandwich, I mean, heck, I can make a meal out of a onion and a couple pieces of bread and mayonnaise. I can do pretty good with that, you know. So, but my wife says I'm kind of hard to please when it comes to eating. You look at me and you got to wonder, what are you talking about? Big as that boy is, how could he be hard that I'm picky, you know? when it comes to eating. I'm not picky. I just want good old country food. You know, I don't want you to take country food and add a bunch of weird spices and all this to it, you know, and it tastes terrible. I mean, I've gone to some of these functions where, back when I was in business, stuff like that, where it cost you $1,000 a meal. They're raising money for stuff, obviously, and more. And they would take chicken, fish, whatever you think of, beef, whatever, that would have been perfectly good fried up like you and I country folks fry up stuff, bake it, whatever. That's delicious. They'll add all this bull crap to it, and it's the nastiest stuff you've ever tasted in your life. I don't know. Reminds me of these uh, all these shows they put on showing different styles of dresses and clothes and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of them. I want to know who in the world wears those clothes that they're marching down that runway in. Heck, most of them look like they've been tore up by dogs. And they're plastic dresses. Some gal was wearing one made out of aluminum cans. And I'm talking about these things went for thousands of dollars. You know, and you think, my God, I've never seen anybody around my neighborhood with that type of clothing on. I mean, it's wild. It's like, I don't know, it's like you go into a circus or something. You know, here a few years ago, these rich kids, I guess, rich people that don't ever do anything, wanted to look, I guess, like they work for a living or something. And they came up with a pair of blue jeans that look muddy. I'm not kidding you. Look it up. I mean, they actually made them to look like they were muddy. So I guess, or oily or whatever. But it seemed to me like all I saw was the ones that looked like they were muddy, so that they could look like they had done something, I guess. Oh Lord, if that ain't something else, that's bad. When you got to you got to go to, and those things, they were I can't remember how much they were. I'm gonna say they were $200 or $300 a pair. You know, I want to look that up. But you know, these pants got all these holes and stuff in it. These young folk like. You know, normal pair of blue jeans cost you what, $30-$40. They'll spend $100, $150, $200 for a pair of blue jeans that look like somebody took a shotgun and just blew everything out of it. You know, I don't. My poor mom will roll over in her grave if she'd known I'd gone out with that type of stuff on. You know what? She just, you know, and you know, hey, let me tell you something. If these kids ain't on drugs and they're not on alcohol, all that kind of stuff they can grow out of, guys. You know, the earrings. I'd rather they didn't get the tattoos, because that's something that, as you get my age, you really can't get rid of. But you know, that's the own person's deal. You know, the tattoo type things. If you like them and you realize, hey, that I'm going to have them for the rest of my life. But I'm the type of guy, I get tired of stuff too quickly. As far as that kind of, you know, it'd be like wearing the same shirt every day. I don't really think I could handle that. But anyway, I've seen some tattoos. You know, I kind of like the looks of them. And I think, man, I wouldn't mind having that for a few days, but I don't want them to wash this off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not for or against you having one. I'm just saying, I think I'd get tired of it real quick, and that would scare me. Okay, so we're gonna get started out here. All right, I've got my tortilla shell here, and I'm gonna put it in the bottom of this. Then I'm going to reach over right to here, and I'm going to grab our sausage. Again, be careful with these little red things. That thing I want to twist in your hand. And if somebody knows where I can get these that actually fits cast iron really good, let me know. Because I'd like to have some. We're going to dump that right in there. Just like that right there. We're going to spread it out here. Alright. And this would be good too with eggs if you wanted to put eggs on it too. Somebody told me, said, man, you eat a lot of eggs, don't you? Yeah, I do. I love eggs. You know, probably one of my favorite sandwiches in the world is a fried egg sandwich. Growing up, my mother, on Sunday afternoons, would make fried egg sandwiches for everybody. We'd have fried egg sandwiches and lemonade. You know, now I'm gonna put these onions on there. I was gonna kind of saute these a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna do them just like that right there, and not saute them. I think I'm gonna leave. Sometimes I do it both ways. This time, I think I'm just gonna do it this way here. You know, don't that look good? Ooh, don't that look good? Ain't that looking good? Better bring see it. All right, now then, we're gonna put a little bit of salt, pepper on it. Like I said, guys, I like a lot of pepper on stuff. Okay, I like a lot of pepper. All right, and then we're gonna put a little salt on there. I better stop right there. I'll be getting messages from people. You need to back off on that salt there, boy. That stuff's gonna kill you. And they're right, it will. You know. Now then, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this sliced cheese, and I'm gonna put that right on top of there. Like I said, guys, I've never made this out in the field like this. So we're hopefully it turns out good. Like I said, you can put you some scrambled eggs in this too. You know. Whoops. I definitely don't want to. I'm just gonna stick that in my pocket. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Make sure that don't go anything. Here I'm one of the biggest complainers in the world about people trashing up stuff. So I don't need to be the one doing it, do I? All right. Oh, yeah, I got that on there. Now I'm gonna take another one. I'm gonna put it right on top of that one right there. Just like that. And guys, I didn't forget my mozzarella cheese this time. A lot of people probably wouldn't care for mozzarella like this. I kind of like mixed cheeses. So we're going to do it this way right here and just see how she works out. You can always use whatever brand cheese, whatever you want on them. And see what you think about that. But I kind of like mozzarella a little bit. So we're going to try it this way here. You know, since I'm doing this out here, I don't normally do this. I think I'm going to spray the edge of that with a little bit of oil. I don't know, I've never done that before. But that might stick to. This is kind of an inexpensive pan here. And so I'm going to put a little bit more pepper on top of that. I know. I told you I love pepper. How'd that get out here? Okay, okay. We're going to try that out. Now then, we're going to come over here and we're going to go to our oven and we're going to stick that in our oven. So stand by here. Alrighty. Now I've got this little oven up to about 450. Normally about 400. Because all I'm trying to do is melt that cheese and stuff. I'll leave it there 350. It'd even do it probably too. But with these little ovens, they are never accurate, really. Even though I've gotten this one pretty good. As far as I'm going to put my flower pot, which is unseasoned, unglazed. You don't use that. Don't use one that's got glaze in it. Under this pan to kind of help keep from burning the bottom of this. And remember, when you're messing with these little old Coleman stoves, man, just don't touch anything with this right here. We're going to stick that in there. Just like that right there. And I'll give you a little shot of it. Hopefully. Yeah, so I got that in there. And we're going to leave that in there for about, 5-6 minutes or so and see what happens. Let's shut this thing up here. Like I said, best thing on these things here is try to get it up as high as you can get them and then start bringing them back down. Because once I opened up that door, see, I'm already back down to 350. And, but it'll start climbing a bit. But when it does, I'm going to start turning down my heat a little bit. Like I said, it's going to take probably, 5 or 6 minutes out here. It's kind of hard to tell out here because, like I said, it's the first time I've done this, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. To get you one of these little stoves, I took some of that tape that people who do duct work in your houses for your air conditioner, that metal tape, and I tried to close in all the holes that I could close in with that. Now you'll see these people who put these covers on them and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want anything else that I had to carry around. And so I figured, well, I'm going to close up all the holes that I really don't need and just kind of go from there and see how that worked out. And it made a pretty good improvement to me. Now, that's my opinion. Now, remember, these things that I'm telling you are my opinion. You need to do your own, trial and figure it out yourself. But that right there kind of helped me regulate that heat and pretty much get it to where this gauge right here makes a little bit more sense to me. And I try to keep everything on the top shelf. I set that to the middle rack's what I'm trying to say. I closed off the top and the bottom holes. There's a little rack that goes in there, and it's got 2 little prongs on each side, slips in there. Anything else I could find, I didn't 100% close it off, like I didn't tape all this off and all that, but I did tape those off, and it seems to help me. But the biggest thing I did, as far as this stove is concerned, doing it, is that flower pot base. Before that, it seemed to me like I couldn't regulate. The bottom of my stuff was burning. I see a bunch of people, that use these on other channels and things. They don't seem to have as much problem. But a lot of times you'll notice they don't really show us the bottom of their stuff. The top looks pretty, but some of them do, and they've got it down packed. But they've probably been doing it a long time. The more you do something, the better it is. They probably don't even have to look at the thermostat when they do theirs. They probably just figure out what they normally set their flame on that heats this and leave it at that. So, but this is a good thing to add to your camping experience, but it can burn up a lot of your food stuff too if you really don't pay attention to it. Same way with my little skillet over there. I try to pay attention as far as heat and stuff for these little stoves, because they're not those $1,000 stoves you got at home. I mean, you're out here on a flame. I mean, a little gas bottle, you're dealing with the wind, the environment, and everything else. Your thin metal, where your stoves are all insulated and all that type of stuff. So just keep that in mind whenever you're out here camping. But the main thing is enjoy what you're doing. Don't turn this into a headache for yourself. If it's something that's causing you a headache doing it, get rid of it. Hey, just say, hey, that oven ain't for me. That little old stove like you got there ain't for me. I'm going to try something else. You do what you want to do, not what a bunch of us guys on YouTube tells you to do. I listen to everybody's opinion, and then I do my homework on it. I'll try it out. If I like it, hey, I'm adding it to my experience, cooking, my outdoor cooking experience and my camping experience. But if I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you that just didn't work for me. And I'm not gonna buy something and bring it out here in the first time and tell you it's the greatest thing in the world. That's just not me. We're gonna use it for a little bit, and if it turns out to be something that I think is worthwhile, we're gonna do it. I know it's on YouTube, and they've got. If you bought everything these people tell you you need on a camping trip, you'd need a Walmart building. You don't need all that stuff. There's certain items that you want to add to your camping uh, supplies and things that will work, that are necessary and you'd like. And we're not all going to like the same things, obviously. But if it's something you like and you could use it. But get out here, experience what's going on, start with what you got and kind of add to it. You'll figure out real quick what you need to add. So keep that in mind. And again, like I said, don't go out there and buy everything new. You don't have to have everything new. My wife and I happened to go by a garage sale one day, and they had cases of napkins that they use in these restaurants, these little bundles, $5 a case. I bought me 3 cases of them things. You know how expensive napkins and things are? See, there's no telling what I saved by just having to stop by that yard sale and pick it up. So I'm going to take the money that I would have spent buying them in the store. That box of napkins, probably what, 25, 30 bucks, case of napkins like that. I got it for 5. So I got $25 that I can put in my gas tank, or if I have to pay to camp, that 12, 10, 12, 7, 10, $12, whatever it is, I've got it right there. I didn't waste it on buying brand new boxes of napkins that I could get for $5. I'm going to look in here and just kind of see. Yeah, kind of keep an eye on that. See, it's cooking right now at 350. That's normally what at home I would put this in. 350 to 400, somewhere in there. Depends on how big a hurry I was in. But right now, it's cooking at that level. 350. It'll stay at that. If I leave that door alone right now, I've learned that that'll stay at that level with the level I've got that gas on. So we're gonna try it out, guys. While we're waiting on that, I'm gonna flip around here and let you see the view I'm seeing. Ain't that beautiful? Sure beats sitting in the house, don't it? You imagine waking up to that every single morning of your life. That is beautiful. You had your little cabin setting up somewhere right beside a lake like this. There's people that's got it. Man, that is beautiful, beautiful. That breeze coming across that lake. Man, that's why I love the outdoors. There's so much beauty out here. You guys get out here, enjoy this before it's too late. We're not promised tomorrow. There's a lot of people out there that's a lot of suffering and a lot of pain that would do anything in the world to be able to get out here. And here we are healthy and we're just sitting on our couch being a couch potato. Get out here for them if nothing else and celebrate life. Okay, let's Let's get this out of there and see what we think. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that right off. And turn that off. Remember, guys, man, you mess with these, this little knob right here is all you're gonna want to touch. So these things get hot, hot, hot. All right. Look at that. They look pretty. All right. Set that down there. I'm going to change our angle here, and so you can see what we're doing. How's that? Give me just a second here. All righty. Let's get down here. Got the stove turned off and everything. We'll sit down here and try to figure this out. Let me get my rag over here. We'll lift this up there and give you another look at it before I cut into it. Now, when I do this at home, this whole thing will come out of that pan. But now, I don't know if it's stuck in this cheap pan or not. I didn't. Let me see. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to show you the bottom. They didn't burn up. Didn't burn up. All my cheese is melted and everything. Yeah. Like I said, guys, this thing here, I mean, it's a couple dollars so at Lowe's. It's worked for me. Keep an eye on my little green light. I don't want the same mistake as I had yesterday. But it's worked for me. Again, like I said, it may not work for you. You try it out, and you know, I'm not telling you to do it. But I like it. Doing a good job. These are those napkins I was talking about. Those are $5 a case. And if I'm not mistaken, there was 20 of these in a case. Is that right? If I'm not mistaken. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm almost sure that's right. There's 20 of these in a case. And we got them $5 a case. That bundle of napkins right there probably cost you what, $6, $7, just that little bundle. I don't buy stuff like that, so I don't know, but that right there saved us some money in there. And they actually had the holders at these. And they had those for a couple of bucks, and so I bought a couple of those. I've got one in my RV, and I've got one that I use on my bus. So they were a couple dollars a piece too. They apparently had a restaurant or something. They had all that stuff left over. All right, let's cut into this and kind of see what we got. Let's kind of see what we got here. I know one thing, it smells good. So hopefully it's good. All right. What do you think? You see that? I'm trying different angles with my camera. So, that look good? That look good. Man, like I said, if you like scrambled eggs, and sometimes I do. And sometimes I'll do nothing but vegetables when I cook these. Kind of like my tomato burrito thing. Now, the more liquids, like tomatoes, they put out a lot of liquids and stuff like that. So you got to remember that as far as trying to make a burrito when you're doing that. And it does good if you got good tortilla shells. These are new tortilla shells. Last time I tried a breakfast burrito, my tortilla shells were a little bit old. And again, on these burrito stuff, I either like some type of salsa or I put a little grape jelly on mine. That's my sweet. Again, I know a lot of people won't like that, but we'll we'll eat it this way, and you figure out what you like, and you eat it that way, and we'll both agree to enjoy what we eat. What do you say about that? All righty. I'm going to give this a taste. I had one of my viewers said that they wondered if it was a good idea for me to eat while I'm doing this. And I told him, I said, I'll take that into consideration. Uh, so, but I think if I'm got to think about it, if I'm going to cook it, you know, I need to at least taste of it and let you know how I feel like it turned out. Little boy I was listening to one day, he said that this is going to be the best you've ever tasted, and if it's not, you're never going to know it. So they can say it's good, but it ain't. But I'm telling you, if I say it's good to me. If I make a boo-boo and it don't turn out right, I'm going to say, man, this just didn't turn out the way I thought it's going to turn out. But I try to cook only things that I like. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm willing to try something new. So if somebody's got an easy recipe or something out there that you can camp with and do with, hey, I'd like to have it. I'd like to add that to my list of items that I can cook. Because, man, it ain't no fun eating the exact same thing every single day. Kind of like to mix it up a little bit, I can't wait till it gets a little bit cooler. We start doing afternoon meals. But I tell you what, this 90-something degree weather and stuff like that, I'm not going to come out of that air conditioner and try to cook. Golly, that's miserable. I need a sandwich or whatever's left over from breakfast or whatever. I can't get it. Like I said, I can't sit by a campfire or nothing like that. It's that hot. But anyway, we're going to give this a try and see what I think of it. Guys, that's mighty good. I don't care what anybody says. That right there is mighty good. Oh, but guys, I want to let you know, I do appreciate all your comments, whether I agree with them or disagree with them. I want to do it respectfully, and I hope if you and I have a difference of opinion on how we do things, that it doesn't harm our friendship, because I have no intention of doing that on purpose. But man gets my age, we kind of get a little set in our ways and what we like and what we don't like. But like I said, we're willing to learn as long as it's presented to us respectfully. And I hope our responses are presented back to you respectfully. But I think we're going to be okay. Again, if you like this video, hit like. If you'd like to see some more of them, hit subscribe and ring that bell so that next time I come out and we do this, you'll know once a new one's come up and you can watch it. You can make your comments on that and tell me what I've done right, what I've done wrong, or give me a new idea. I like new ideas, Kind of like the guy asked me about my knives. Apparently he collects knives too. He wanted to know what type of metal I like in my knives. Most of my knives are old knives. I kind of like carbon, but I'll take stainless. I'll take it all whenever I'm out collecting. If it's pretty and it's something I like, I collect what I like. I don't collect what it's valuable or what somebody else like. I collect what I like. If I like it, it's kind of like cast iron. If I like it, I buy it. If it's at the right price or whatever, I trade for whatever. So anyway, I'll see you guys down the road, and thank you for joining us again.